Good evening, everybody. There we go. Good evening. I have a couple things I want to talk about. I got about 10 minutes. I don't go live very often at all. And let me see. There we go. We'll put on all or whatever. But anyway, first thing, I don't even think I'm going to be able to go over all of it. I'll have to do another little live stream. And besides that, it's just my opinion. I had a few things to say about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Now you got the whole Candice Owen. Oh my God, the whole kit and caboodle, man. Conservatives, liberals, libertarians, and all of them are at battle with one another now over all this shit. But the one thing I thought was important that I wanted to tell everybody that will eventually watch this video, or the few of you that will, or whatever, no big deal. Is gold is a scam. And this is something I've been saying for I know the better part of 5 years. I think it was more like 6, 7 years. I've been saying gold is a scam. And I want to show you real quick. I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put it on all my social media just to prove it to everybody. I've got a friend that owns a series of 3. He's a diamond dealer. He's the sole owner, and he owns 3 jewelry stores in the Ohio Valley area. So he's a diamond broker, diamond dealer, gold buyer. He owns a jewelry store, right? And I always go to him for advice on things, and where do I go to do this, and where do I go to do that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I also have 2 other friends, another one that owns a jewelry store / gun shop, and he also does watch repair and watch. And then I have another lady I know that used to sell me, and I will show you guys. I'm going to try my best to show it on camera. Little vials that look just like this. These little plastic vials, and as you can see in there, I've got a 2 1/10 carat diamond. Okay, and then I've got another 3/4 carat diamond in there. Then I've got a sapphire, about a 1/2 carat sapphire, and then a citron. And I take these out of rings that I buy off of people just so I can melt the gold down. And even I'm not going to go into detail about the gemstones right now, but that's a whole nother freaking crock of shit in its own. What I want to talk about to you guys, because I brought this up in the past and people did seem to have a little interest at least 5, 6 years ago, because if you remember, that was when gold buying was like on every podcast on YouTube, right? Every friggin' podcast was talking about gold buying. They were selling gold, and they were like, oh, you got to get into buying gold now because it's going to go up in value. Well, now I'm going to get to the point. I want to show you guys one example, and I will do another video and show you, but you can tell by the size of my thumb. You can see the thickness of this big button of just melted gold. This is what they call when you down. It has not been assayed yet. It has been smelted to a degree with lead and aqua regia, so it's removed some of the impurities out. And what this tests out right now, as you can see, it's like a rose gold. This weighs just under 1 ounce, the way it sits right now. And primarily this is rose gold. That's why it's got that rose tinge, so it's got a little bit of copper left in it. But when I tested it out with both of them, I did a scratch test and I also did the pen test. This is roughly between 17 to 18 karat is what this is coming out right now. Okay. But bear with me. This is almost an ounce. I think it's like 0.92 ounces the way it sits now. So it's not going to be an ounce of gold when I refine it. Okay. The reason for this video is to tell you guys that buying gold in the expectation that if you have an ounce of pure gold, that you're going to have $4,200 if you go sell that. I'm here to tell you it's absolutely fucking bullshit. Okay. No one is going to give you $4,200. Okay. Now, that being said, I don't do this. Okay. I don't refine my gold because I do it myself. I'm doing this again just to tell you guys. So, I don't know what it is today, but you guys can go look at it. But on Kitco or wherever you want to look, the gold spot price per ounce, I'm assuming, is probably sitting between $4,150 and probably $4,300 today. I don't know. I have not looked today. If this was an ounce of 99999 gold and it weighed out 1 ounce, well, then technically Somebody out in the world would be willing to buy this. Okay. For an example, 1 ounce button of 999 gold for, let's just say, $4,000. False. Nobody's going to do that. So I called around to about 3 places, and I wasn't willing to make the whole amount, but I was at least expecting to get over half of that if I sold it, right? No. So I called my friend that owns 3 jewelry stores that has been in business for, I think, 4 generations with that family name. I don't want to say names because I don't want people to, it doesn't matter. Very reputable, 3 locations. And I said, man, I got a gold button here, and I don't even really necessarily want to sell it, but I want to get it refined down to 999 pure and poured into an ingot. Like, I'm telling him I want to finally do it through like I want to find out how much it costs to do so. And he goes, oh man, you basically have to have literally like pounds of gold before they'll do that for you. He goes, I do think there's a couple of companies, one in Northern Kentucky that'll do an ounce or more, but there's a little bit of a wait time and they charge a few $100s for you to do it. And I said, well, I'm okay with that. Then I asked him the next question. I said, would you be willing, after I refined said gold, to buy it from me? And he goes, well, I would give you scrap price for the gold or bullion price. So there's 2 different prices. And I think bullion is a little bit more money, but not much. And scrap price, as you guys can imagine, only goes to 22 carats. So you're going to get ripped off right there 1/3 of the way. So the reason I want to do this video, and I'm going to do another video where I'm going to call these places. I'm going to show you me weighing this out. I'm going to show you me scratch testing it for its purity. And I want to call all the dealers that I can find that might refine this to pure gold for me. And then I want to go around and get a refined price on it, or a refined weight. And I want to try to find somebody who's willing to give me what gold is valued at for pure gold. And I think the result will blow you all's fucking minds. And here's the reality. And this is what that same friend told me. They're all in a club and you're not part of it. He basically told me, I've been a jewelry store owner for 25 years and I can't even sell my gold to the smelting companies for what gold's worth or anywhere near it. And nobody that I know can either. You're always going to take about a 50% loss on gold. So here's the moral of the story and why I made this little video. Why are all these companies sitting here telling you that the economy is going to collapse? The world's coming to an end. Buy gold. Why are they doing that? Who's going to decide if the dollar collapses that gold will be the currency? Who the hell is going to make that decision? If anything, it's going to screw up our society because only the wealthiest of the wealthy are going to have 10 times this amount of gold because it's so damn expensive to buy. Unless you're crafty about how to make it, or not make it, but refine it out of things, and you have the chemicals and all the necessary processes and the safety standards to be able to do it, because it is a dangerous process. There are chemicals that are deadly when you start smelting and assaying gold at home. Who decides that gold becomes the currency? I don't know. And telling people to take a $500,000 fucking 401k that they've worked their whole life and transfer it all into gold, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, is fucking stupid. Because even if the dollar collapsed tomorrow, your gold is still only worth bullion or scrap fucking prices to everybody who has the money to buy it from you. And so I don't understand this. I had to make this fucking video, and I know I have to make another part to prove all this stuff to you guys that are going to watch this. If you think I'm lying, fine. That's why I'm going to make the next video. I will keep names out, but I will show video of me going into the store. I'm not going to show names. and I will try to sell pure gold for the spot gold price for pure gold to any jewelry store that I can go to or pawn shop, and I fucking promise you, they will not get anywhere near close to what gold's really worth. So my question is then what's the point? What's the point in buying a whole bunch of gold? What's the point? Hoping that if the dollar collapses, that this will become the currency? Well, I'm sorry to tell you this too, guys. If the dollar were to collapse, you would have to have a hell of a lot of fucking gold to be able to live out the rest of your life, even middle class. I mean, a hell of a lot of gold. And I'm telling you, all these people that bought gold with their 401ks, go try to sell that gold and get cash value for it for the actual price on Kitco that gold's worth for pure gold. And then I want to see proof that you got paid out that amount. Because nobody I've talked to in all the jewelry stores, which is just 2 that I know of, will not give me anywhere near the value of an ounce of gold for pure gold. They will give me scrap or bullion prices. But you're paying, when you buy from these gold companies, you're fucking paying that price. You're paying $4,000 an ounce for gold. But you'll get maybe half that if you're lucky. It's a friggin' scam, or at least for now it is. So, keep dropping this. Pretty damn heavy, but like I said, this is just shy of an ounce, and I'm sure by the time I refine it out, it'll probably be just shy of maybe a half ounce. But I want to use this button as an example and see who will buy that from me. If it comes out a half ounce, who will give me $2,100 for a pure gold bar? Let's see, because I don't think it's going to happen. I think I might get $800 or something like that. So don't take my advice. Don't do that. But I think it's pretty much not a good investment unless you're buying it for generational wealth, I guess. Like you're buying a gold to pass on to your kids and then your grandkids and their great grandkids, and maybe. What I will tell you, this is what I think currency will be more like. This is more likely to be currency because it's more readily accessible to the masses. And that is going to be, in my opinion, silver. I have a shit ton of this. I've got a bunch of 5-ounce bars. Buy them every chance I get. Liberties, little Liberties are worth about $4 in silver today. Whatever. And then if you really must buy gold, get yourself natural gold nuggets. Natural with the quartz in it. They have more, I guess they call it historical value than anything. But anyway, I wanted to make that video. And I'm going to follow up with another video of me going to jewelry stores after I guess I have to refine it, test it myself, then get it certified through a jewelry store that tests it. Then I'll try to sell that half ounce to maybe, 0.60 ounce of gold and see if they'll give me the actual pure gold price for that gold. I think it'll be very interesting, but they've already told me they're not going to do it. So I would like to know you guys' experience, like in the comments, if you don't mind. Like, are some of you guys gold buyers? Have you sold gold, pure gold? Have they actually given? Now, I understand a lot of people are going to go, well, the point is to buy gold when it's this price, then it goes up, you sell it later on. Well, I guess if you would have bought gold back in 2012 when it was $700-800 an ounce, okay, and that's actually a lot of this gold came from those time frames, so I would be making a profit even if they only gave me $1,500. But the point is, if you're buying gold now with your 401k at $4,000 an ounce, the likelihood, in my opinion, that gold's going to go $3,000 and $4,000 higher than that right now, I don't see it happening. That's just my opinion. That is my opinion. There is no profit margin for you. Now, 40 years down the road, will gold be, $8,500 an ounce? Maybe. I don't know. they're not going to give you 8,500 an ounce for it. I'll tell you that. They're going to give you like half or quarter of that. So, you know, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And I will do a follow-up video of the refining process. I'm going to try to film it the best I can. And then go into a jewelry store, pawn shops, and trying to sell that pure gold for pure gold spot price. And I think you guys are going to be pretty amazed at how it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, I know I put the title Candice Owens and doing the interview with Piers Morgan on here, and I'll do another video about that. I guess what I'll say before I close this video, the reality of the whole political thing right now, we're never going to know the truth about shit, so get over it. One of my favorite channels I watch is called Black Scout Survival. That dude's awesome. I think you probably should focus more of your energy on doing the things he suggests you do. Rather than thinking that you're going to get the real answer to who did what to Charlie and who it was that did it and whether Piers Morgan and Candice are, it's just crazy fucking nuts, man. Our whole political system is going to be fractured. The only thing we know is come 2028, the left-wing side of our society is going to come together again, and they're going to be more of them if we don't pull our heads out of our ass. But anyway, buy gold, don't buy gold. I'm going to make a video about the gold purchasing, buying, refining process, and we'll see how big of a fucking scam it really is, because I'm convinced that it's at least a half-ass scam. And y'all have a good one. I'll talk at you later.